Imagine this. You wake up and you actually feel totally, completely in control of your emotional state. Sounds kind of like a superpower, right? I mean, no more staring at the ceiling at 2 a.m. stuck in that endless loop of overthinking. No more letting one tiny annoying comment ruin your entire afternoon, and definitely no more background anxiety secretly pulling the strings of your life. Well, let's dive right into this, because today's explainer is literally going to change how you interact with your own mind. We're unpacking the absolute goldmine of insights from Thibaut Maurice's book, Master Your Emotions. We're going to figure out how to stop just reacting to things and start actually taking the wheel before your mind takes control of you.
So I want you to answer this honestly for me. Are your emotions in the driver's seat right now? It's kind of the harsh truth we have to look at right out of the gate. A lot of us think it's our circumstances making us miserable, right? Like, oh, it's my bad luck, or it's my insanely stressful job, or this difficult person in my life. But actually, the reality is way more internal. It isn't the circumstances that destroy us, it's our unmanaged runaway reactions to those circumstances.
And look, the plain truth is that most people are destroyed by their emotions, but not us. Today, we're laying out the exact blueprint to escape that trap. We are going to unpack how to finally hit the brakes on those automatic, knee-jerk emotional reactions. By the end of this explainer, you're going to have the toolkit to become the true architect of your mind, actively building your emotional reality instead of just, helplessly suffering through it.
All right, let's get into section 1, the emotional hijack.
We tell ourselves this story all the time, right? That success is all about raw IQ, or having some crazy natural talent, or just endless grinding motivation. But the source material flips that completely upside down. Your life isn't mostly shaped by your intelligence. It's heavily, fundamentally shaped by your underlying emotional state. Think about it. When you're feeling confident, what happens? You take action. You just go for it. But what about when you're anxious? You hesitate, and you end up missing the shot. When you're angry, you make those impulsive decisions that you usually regret the next day. And when you're just totally exhausted, you give up. So your emotions, they aren't just background noise. They are the active commanders in your head, dictating your daily habits, your productivity, your relationships, and really the whole trajectory of your future.
Okay, here is the absolute core paradigm shift of this explainer. Listen to this. Your emotions do not come out of nowhere. They are entirely created by your thoughts. I mean, wow, right? That is a massive realization. It means you are not just a helpless victim of random mood swings. The formula is actually incredibly simple. If you can change the way you think, you completely unlock the power to change the way you feel.
Moving on to section 2, the interpretation trap.
So, as humans, the funny thing is we never actually react to objective reality. We only ever react to our interpretation of it. Let's look at a super common scenario. The objective reality is simply, they ignored my text message. That's it. That is literally all that happened in the physical world. But almost instantly, your mind spins up this painful story, right? Oh, they're mad at me, or wow, they clearly don't respect me. But the silence itself didn't create your anxiety, that invented story did. The actual event is totally neutral. Your interpretation is the thing causing all the pain.
And this perfectly explains why one person can experience a massive failure and just quit, while another person hits that exact same failure and actually grows stronger. I mean, how does that even happen? How can two people go through the exact same disaster and have completely opposite reactions? It's because our emotions are tied directly to the meaning we attach to an event. If you label a setback as a disaster, you're going to feel despair. But if you label it as a lesson, you feel motivated. You are the one holding the pen that writes the meaning.
Which brings us to section 3, the negativity addiction.
So, you might be wondering, if it's that easy, why is it so incredibly hard to just write a positive meaning? Well, it's because over time, negative emotions don't stay temporary feelings, they become deeply ingrained habits. We're talking overthinking, constant complaining, wallowing in self-pity, flashes of anger, just unending worry. Come on, we have all spent a perfectly good hot shower intensely winning a totally fake argument against someone who isn't even in the room. The crazy part is, our brain actually gets used to these emotional states. It starts churning out negativity on autopilot because it thinks it's keeping you safe in this chaotic modern world. And when you mix that with endless social media comparisons and fear-mongering news feeds, negativity slowly, silently becomes your default setting.
Now, there is an evolutionary reason for all this, and it's called the negativity bias. Basically, this is the brain's natural, hardwired tendency to notice and focus on danger way faster than beauty. Your brain is built to spot the tiger hiding in the bushes, not the pretty little flower blooming right next to it. But here is the really hopeful twist. If your brain has been trained to default to negative emotions through habit and this evolutionary bias, it can absolutely be retrained to default to positive ones. Let's figure out how in Section 4, the Mastery Toolkit.
All right, so we've diagnosed the problem, we've spotted the traps, and now it is time to build our toolkit. And the biggest psychological breakthrough here actually comes from a tiny, almost invisible shift in the words you use. Notice the huge difference between saying, "I am angry," versus saying, "I am experiencing anger." When you say "I am," you're attaching your entire identity to that emotion. But listen, you are not your emotions. Just because you feel sad doesn't mean you are a broken person. Think of it like this: you are the sky, and the emotion is just a thunderstorm passing through. The second you stop identifying with the emotion as who you are, it instantly loses its grip on you.
To really put this into practice, the source material gives us 3 super concrete steps to take control. Number 1, increase your self-awareness. Number 2, control your focus. And number 3, stop chasing constant happiness. We have to break the mind's autopilot, and that whole journey kicks off with step 1. So, the very next time you feel stressed, or totally overwhelmed, or just angry, I want you to pause and ask yourself these exact questions. What exactly am I feeling right now? What specific thought actually created this emotion? And the biggest one of all, is this thought actually true? Remember, whatever you focus on is going to grow stronger in your mind. If you fixate on problems, your emotional state goes dark. But if you intentionally pivot your focus to solutions, your brain literally follows your attention right out of the dark and back into the light. Acute awareness is the absolute key to breaking that emotional autopilot.
And hey, let's clear up a massive misconception right now. Emotionally strong people are not emotionless robots. You are not supposed to feel happy all the time. I'm going to say that one more time because it's so important. You are not supposed to feel happy all the time. Pain is a completely normal part of life. Stress is just a normal part of growth. And fear, that's a normal part of progress. The goal here is never to chase some unrealistic, unending state of happiness. The true goal is simply refusing to let those difficult emotions dictate your behavior. You feel the fear, you acknowledge it, and then you just keep moving forward anyway.
To really support this, we have to actively rewire the brain's default settings, and we do that through action. We're talking rapid-fire habits here. Journaling to process your messy thoughts, meditation so you can observe those thoughts without judging them, getting daily exercise to physically flush out pent-up stress, getting outside and spending time in nature to ground yourself, and absolutely crucial here, unplugging and limiting your exposure to toxic digital content. When you intentionally direct your attention toward what's actually good in your life using these simple habits, you slowly but very surely reprogram your mind's default settings.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Owning Your Reality. Okay, brace yourself, because this is without a doubt the hardest yet most incredibly liberating lesson in this entire explainer. Nobody is responsible for your emotions except you. Yep. This strips away literally every single excuse we cling to. It's not your boss, it's not your partner, it's not society, and it's not your past. Now, can other people do things that hurt you? Yes, of course, that is absolutely true. But your internal response to that hurt, that remains entirely 100% your responsibility. The exact moment you stop blaming the rest of the world for how you feel inside is the exact moment you start taking your ultimate power back.
Let's bring it all together. The quality of your thoughts creates the quality of your emotions, and the quality of your emotions creates the quality of your entire life. True personal power doesn't come from pushing your feelings down or, faking a smile and pretending they don't exist. True power comes from understanding them, managing them, and rising above them. You are the one who shapes your reality, from the inside out. So, I'll leave you with this ultimate choice today. Will you be the master of your emotions, or will you remain their slave? The next time something triggers a spiral, I want you to remember that you are the architect. You choose the interpretation. You choose the focus. The tools are right there in your hands now. So, how are you going to build your mind today?